Rachel Zegler is desperately asking her 2.5 million Instagram followers for help with her sick dog, Lenny.
I have a dog. He doesn't care who Aurora is.
Rachel Zegler had always kept her public persona and private life in neatly separated compartments. But on a dreary Sunday morning in mid-April, she realized there was no clear line between the two. Her hands hovered above her phone, the lens capturing her disheveled hair and red-rimmed eyes, while her 2.5 million followers waited in eerie silence behind the screen. One simple tap of the post button would reveal what only her closest friends and family knew. Her 2-year-old rescue dog, Lenny, was gravely ill, and no vet could figure out why. Lenny lay curled beside her, his stomach churning in miserable waves. He was still in that awkward half-puppy, half-teen stage when most dogs were bouncing off walls with energy. But for 3 days, he hadn't eaten a thing, and had been running frantically to the balcony in panic, leaving behind explosive messes Rachel could barely keep up with. After a second fruitless visit to the vet, the overnight clinic had advised her to give it time. But time, for Rachel, was exactly what she didn't have. In just 48 hours, she was scheduled to board a transatlantic flight for a relentless press tour. Canceling would mean potentially wrecking contracts and destroying the goodwill she had worked tirelessly to build. Meanwhile, the tabloids were already running with the most absurd headlines, spinning half-baked theories. Rachel Zegler pleads for aid. Is the Snow White star broke? A notorious blogger posted blurry photos of what appeared to be paperwork suggesting Rachel had downsized her apartment. Another one floated the idea that she'd blown through her last paycheck on designer wardrobes. Her publicist texted her a screenshot. Headline spinning, "You're out of cash. Take this story down." Rachel stared at the message, weighing her options. Delete it and risk losing potential leads for Lenny's care, or leave it up and feed the hungry rumor mill. Lenny came first. She typed back, "Keep it. We need answers." Then, in a show of defiance, she posted an Instagram story. "If any licensed vets can hop on FaceTime, DM me." The floodgates opened. No sooner had she hit post than the DMs exploded with offers from legitimate veterinarians, armchair experts, and self-proclaimed canine nutritionists. She waded through them as Lenny lay beside a bowl of rice her mom had made. He sniffed it, licked it, then turned away. That rejection stung deeper than any tabloid headline. Meanwhile, the rumor mill ran wild, with commentary channels latching onto the going broke angle. One host, smirking to his 15,000 viewers, quipped, "Maybe if she hadn't blown her West Side Story bonus on luxury flights, she'd have vet money." Tips started rolling in, with bets that Rachel would launch a fundraiser. She didn't watch the stream, but she could feel the shockwaves ripple through her. TikTok sprang up analyzing the cost of vet visits in Manhattan, with charts overlaying her estimated net worth. Her DMs were split between sympathy and backlash. Some people empathized, pointing out that medical mysteries could rack up 5 figures in no time. Others scoffed. Imagine crowdsourcing with an iPhone 17 Pro Max. In the quiet between notifications, Rachel lay on the floor, her palm resting gently on Lenny's spine. He wagged his tail weakly. She whispered, "We'll figure it out." She didn't care if strangers mocked her for pleading online. What mattered was the steady warmth of Lenny's heartbeat against her wrist. As the sunset bathed the apartment in orange light, cardboard boxes of overnighted pet supplies lined the hall. Electrolyte packets, herbal tinctures, disposable pads. She mixed pumpkin into rice, coaxing Lenny to take a bite. He refused. Then, a ping. It was from Dr. Plea, a board-certified internist offering a free video consult. Within 30 minutes, they connected. Priya's calm questions cut through Rachel's fog. After reviewing the test results, Priya suspected severe gastritis or early colitis and recommended a rice water flush, anti-nausea meds, and if symptoms persisted, an ultrasound. The echo chamber of the internet wouldn't pause, though. Overnight, accounts posted red carpet photos next to screenshots of Rachel's tear-streaked face, accusing her of either being broke or fishing for sympathy likes. Some even spun wild conspiracies, suggesting that Disney was staging the whole drama to distract from box office woes. But amid all the noise, genuine animal lovers came to her defense, filling the comments with personal stories and petitions for better vet access. Rachel hearted dozens of messages until her screen blurred with tears. At dawn, she loaded Lenny into a borrowed SUV and drove to a specialty clinic in New Jersey. Reddit users tracked her every move, debating whether the hospital was mid-tier or elite. In the seafoam-colored waiting room, she pulled her baseball cap low, the though it didn't matter. Everyone recognized her. The ultrasound showed mild intestinal thickening, treatable with medication and a bland diet reset. A wave of relief mixed with caution. No instant miracle, but finally, a plan. Outside, cameras flashed. "Rachel, are you broke? Is Disney paying?" She hugged the crate, shielding Lenny's cone-clad head from the press. Back home, she posted, "We have answers. Medication is working. Thank you." She refused to entertain the rumors. Instead, she shared a slow-motion clip of Lenny sipping water. Sympathy soon drowned out skepticism. The hashtag shifted from hashtag help Lenny to hashtag get well Lenny. She couldn't help but remember the spring afternoon she met Lenny at a rescue fair across the Hudson. Amidst the dozens of wagging tails, one scrawny brindle mutt trotted straight to her sneakers, sat without a word, as if choosing her. A few papers and a modest fee later, she drove home with a dog whose crooked tail thumped against the window the entire ride. He slept at her feet while she memorized lines for her first major audition, oblivious to the career arc unfolding above his snoring. That arc, glamorous on magazine covers, carried hidden costs, back taxes miscalculated by an overzealous accountant, relatives' bills, a modest condo near Fort Lee she rarely saw. She had never been reckless with money, yet in Hollywood, spreadsheets could evaporate cash faster than applause could turn to criticism. The speculation swirling around Lenny's health revived an old narrative. Young women in the spotlight must secretly be drowning. Few outlets mentioned Rachel's quiet philanthropy. Tuition checks for art students, a library fund, micro-grants for struggling theater troupes. Instead, the following evening, her apartment turned into a makeshift infirmary, lit by the soft glow of a laptop. Rachel's mother, Louisa, arrived with a stockpot of chicken, rice, and ginger, filling the space with a familiar, comforting aroma, a smell that took Rachel back to childhood flu seasons. Louisa ladled the cooling broth into a shallow dish, reciting the family recipe in soft Spanish that had a way of soothing more than any sedative ever could. She coaxed Lenny to sniff the spoon, and, to their surprise, he sipped. Rachel perched on a bar stool nearby, scrolling through a growing spreadsheet of treatment suggestions from fans. It had become an unlikely catalog of folk wisdom, blurring the lines between science and superstition. She tracked every idea, the cost, delivery time, vet approval, like a producer managing a budget for a film, but with far more personal stakes. The affirmation from her mother melted a tension Rachel hadn't even realized she was carrying. Childhood friends flooded her group chat with gifs of cartoon dogs and superhero capes, offering to drive in shifts to keep Lenny company while she traveled. One friend, a pediatric nurse, sent a detailed message explaining how dehydration in toddlers mirrored Lenny's symptoms and suggested electrolyte syringes. Rachel copied the recipe into her spreadsheet, adding another layer of data to the growing mountain of advice. Meanwhile, on social media, the narratives began to mutate. A self-styled financial analyst posted a video claiming that Rachel's crisis proved the entertainment industry's middle tier lived in constant precarity. The video sparked debates about residual structures, streaming contracts, and the invisible medical costs of pets. What do you think of this drama? Let us know in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe Celebrity Insider News and press the bell icon for more celebrity gossips. Thanks for watching.